video. Recently, well, I say recently, by the time this video goes up it will be quite out of date by now, but Chelsea @ Ophelia Dagger made a video about the art of arseholes and whether the way a person is should affect the way we view their art, and whether we should boycott their art because they are bad people or whatever. I will link that video down below. She says everything much more eloquently, so you could just go straight there and look at her video because, you know, she's much better at putting it in words than me. This is basically just going to be me saying my view on the issue, because I do read a lot of art from quite disturbed people, because I think that a sort of twisted person almost produces much more tortured and therefore almost more true work. I think especially with somebody like Charles Bukowski, which is who Ophelia Dagger talks about, it's very much, he was a bad person but he produced very real and very true work that didn't mask who he was in any way, shape or form. And I don't think that people should not read him because he was misogynistic and abusive and whatever else, because he was still a genius. On the other flip side of that, you've got people like the Beatniks, people like Jack Kerouac and things, who almost lived the same life that Charles Bukowski lived, but they weren't as open with it in their work. I mean, their sexual relations were very, very twisted, and the way they treated their wives, especially like Neil Cassidy, who is Dean Moriarty in On the Road, he was shocking with his women, and I think we probably see more of his love life in the books than we see of anybody else's. But Jack Kerouac was also very bad with his women, and all of them were just quite incestuous and quite uncaring for their wives. And yet none of that is actually put in the work. But Charles Bukowski is very honest and open, and he puts everything in there, and he just says, this is who I am, you can take me or you can leave me. And I think there is a certain pride in that, and I have a certain respect for him because of that. On the flip side of this, there is also books like Lolita, who, while it has no reflection necessarily on the author, it's a very twisted book that people almost feel a bit ashamed of saying they enjoyed. But I really enjoy books like that question sort of what concepts we already have and sort of shake them up and say, well, is that really, you know, because Lolita is anything but innocent, and she almost not asks for it, but she definitely leads the situation, and she's very much in control. Even though she is technically an abused child, she is very much in control of the situation, and even at that young age she knows how much she can use her sexuality to get what she wants, and I think that's fascinating. So I do enjoy art, A, from people who are twisted, and B, about things that are twisted, because I think these are the things, ultimately these are the human questions that are important, and I think that they are very, very interesting to look at. And also, I don't think at all that you should avoid somebody's work because they are a bad person. I think the creator is a separate entity to the work, but also that the creator's livelihood and maybe their badness can almost enrich the work. Chelsea put it in a good way where she said that maybe, you know, buy their work from a charity shop so they don't make any money from it, if you feel that strongly. But I do think it's important that we read these works, and I do think it's important that we separate the issues and realise that just because we like the work of somebody who has done bad things does not mean we are advocating those bad things. It just means we are interested in the human condition, and we are interested in what they have created, and that they can be a genius even if they are not an excellent person. But I would definitely recommend checking her video out. It's fascinating. I would really like to get a discussion going on this. What do you guys think? Do you find that you avoid work because you've heard bad things about a person that wrote it? Do you find that you just don't want to read it? Or are you the same as me and you go into it anyway and you're quite happy for the openness to be there and the honesty to be there? Definitely, please let me know. I think it'd be really interesting to find out. And I'll see you later. Bye!